Hi, this is Simon Leung back with Groove at any time, where we can be on at any time on any day to talk about anything. And today just so happens to be a very happy Sunday to most of you. I think to all of you by now as well. So definitely hope that you're enjoying your weekend. Do whatever it is that you are doing that makes you happy. For me, it is, of course, it is still in the middle of our lockdown, so it's not like we can go anywhere else, and every day is exactly the same. And so whatever the case, we are here, I am here, and so this gives me more of an opportunity to share more great content with you. So if you're joining us live, give us a hashtag live. If you're watching us on the replay, give us a hashtag replay. Okay. And so yes, because I am in the middle of the lockdown, this means that we have a lot more time to be sharing a lot of content with you. And yesterday, I did share with you a brand new feature that is within GroovePages. So if you are like me and you're working on big sites with a lot of pages and a lot of content, then chances are whenever you click the publish button, it took a very long time for you to actually get that site published, right? So yesterday we went through a brand new feature about publishing the current page. So if you somehow missed it, make sure that you go back and watch that, because I'm sure it will be helpful to many of you, especially to those of you who have big sites. And even if you don't have a big site right now, I think later on you will. And this is definitely a feature that will come in very, very handy. Now, today we do have another feature for you. So we're not going to talk about that one. If you want to watch the replay of that, go ahead and do so inside of our playlist on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook groups, and everything that you might have access to, where you can watch this actual video. Today, though, we do have another brand new feature that I want to share with you. Now, just to let you know, it wasn't long ago that I really consistently struggled about the way that my website looks. Okay, I used a variety of different platforms. I used a variety of different builders, and one after another, especially when I was using WordPress, one thing that I realized was that it became a huge challenge to control the mobile responsiveness of those particular websites. Not because it didn't have the capability to do it, but more so it wasn't perfect, right? What can really be perfect? In fact, I don't think there's anything that really is perfect that is out there, because the problem with many of these builders is they try to automatically do a mobile responsiveness version of it on your behalf. And so if things go wrong, if the coding wasn't perfect, if things just didn't come out the way that we expected it to, then unfortunately, we were stuck with that. Right. And so I struggled with that for a very long time. And it became even more challenging later on when tablets came out. Right. And not only the tablets, but the vertical and the horizontal views, and the laptops and the desktops. We had to accommodate for the big stretch of those long monitors. Every single time that you're on a different device, well, your website is also going to look very different, right? And so as a marketer and somebody who's been, doing internet marketing, I've been making money online ever since 1997. This became a huge problem and had been a big problem literally for over 2 decades. And so the good news, especially last year when Groove came along, was that GroovePages happened to be one of the brand new platforms that allowed mobile responsiveness, that made it supposedly a lot more easier for things to be a lot more responsive across multiple devices. And so I'm sure that if you have been a user of Groove for a number of months, maybe a year or longer, like I have, you would also realize that over the last several months, multiple changes have been made when it comes to the responsiveness and your controls over all these different websites. And so the update that I want to give to you today is actually a piece of very good news, because with all the subsequent different improvements that Groove made along the way, I think that this one serves to complete the troubles and the problems that many people had and combined the best of both worlds, not only in terms of problem solving, but adding brand new features for all of us to be able to make our websites mobile responsive, tablet responsive, and just the entire website and all the pages responsive in general. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my page. In the meantime, by the way, once again, if you're joining us live, give us a hashtag live. If you're joining us on the replay, give us a hashtag replay. Let me know where you are joining us from, your country, your city, as well as your time. So we're going to do something a little bit different today. And I'm actually going to pull up, using StreamYard, the actual... There you go. Looks a little bit better right away. We do have a few comments coming in. Pauline is saying, hello, Simon. Great to see you. And then we also have another message from Daniel saying, hello, great to see you. Baldy is asking, how can I see training for setting up affiliate pages? You can actually see, Baldy, a lot of trainings that's already available inside of our YouTube channel. So I encourage you to go there right now and check it out. You can see the links to all those different trainings in a ticker right below our video here as well. And so Baldy is also saying hashtag live. Now, for the interest of time, what we normally want to do is obviously want to keep our content on topic. We want to keep these live sessions on topic. So instead of jumping through all these different topics, sometimes if a question comes up and we feel like it's better suited if you go to another resource, we'll go ahead and give you that resource. I'm not sure because the screen is a little bit small for me. If you're able to see this, great. If not, I will type this in for you right now so that once you go to this page over here, youtube.com/Groove Digital, you will be able to see that, yes, a lot of our resources are right there. And so, Baldy, if you're interested, you will be able to find more training about affiliate marketing, affiliate pages, Groove Affiliate, and so much more. I encourage you to go ahead and do that. And yesterday, we also covered a lot about that, and also the Q&A also. Okay, so make sure that you watch some of our most recent ones because it's going to help you a lot. Julie is also saying hello. Great to see you. Daniel is joining us live. Yes, you are. So is Julie, and so is Chinar. Welcome, all of you, for joining us live. Now, right here, as you can see, hopefully, a snapshot of my page. Actually, it's not a snapshot, it's actually my desktop. If you're able to see that correctly, type in a yes inside of the comments so that I know that you are seeing exactly what I am seeing, and that will definitely help you a whole lot when it comes to me showing you the training of the day. We have Baldy saying thanks, you are very welcome. Okay, so with that, if we go into the apps, and I'm just going to go through this process really quickly. Click on GroovePages, because if you actually saw my training from yesterday, you would know that this actually takes a little bit of time for it to load, simply because it is what it is. It is a big site. It's got a lot of content, a lot of pages. And so that was actually one of the benefits of the publish current site that we talked about yesterday, which will save you a lot of time. So while this loads, we do see Daniel saying, yes, you see my screen. Very good. Thank you for sharing that. We got Saulo saying hello from Brazil. Great to see you. Always great to see you. And if you are in Brazil, you would be happy to know that, yes, just like with Groove Asia, Groove Brazil is an expansion of Groove. So if you're interested to learn more about Groove Brazil, there's definitely more information. I believe the latest one that they're going to go ahead and try to create a site on is going to be groovebrazil.cm, very similar to grooveasia.cm and groove.cm as well. So we're going to upkeep with the Groove branding across all of our international expansion of all of our websites. And so with that, I hope that gets you excited. Groove Brazil obviously is a topic for another day. I'm actually talking to the founder, the partner of Groove Brazil. So hopefully at some point in time within the next several weeks or so, maybe we can get him on and have a discussion to share more about all our exciting plans about Groove expansion. Now, back to the topic here today. Thank you for all of you who are saying yes to confirm that, yes, you can see my screen. This should be something that looks a little bit familiar to all of you, right? Where at the top of the builder itself, you will see right there all these different images. Now, for many people, sometimes when they saw this in the past, they kind of ignored it. They had no idea what it meant. Even if you had the idea that this is supposed to be for mobile responsiveness, you still didn't know what all these different icons represented, right? And so just to give you an example, and let me pull up my phone here right now, because when you go to a regular website, right, on a desktop, and then now when you go ahead and do this, let's say on your phone, you will notice compared to the way that it looks on the screen right now over here versus, and I'm gonna blow up my screen so that you can see this a little bit more clearly, okay, versus how it looks on the phone, you will notice that yes, it looks a lot different, right? This one is obviously a lot more vertical, it's a lot more compact. But what many people don't know is that in addition to the desktop view and in addition to the mobile view, there's also a lot of other views. For example, if on the exact same device right here, I click on, and on my phone, it's got this option to show desktop site, right? I click on desktop site, it looks a little bit different as well. Not exactly as the way that we see this, right here. As you can see right here, it looks a little bit different. It's still a little bit smaller and congested. And if, let's say, I do this horizontally, rotate it, right, and do it like this for landscape, if it actually, there you go, then there you go, it also looks a little bit different, right? So there's actually a lot of different views. And if you happen to be, let's say using a tablet of different sizes, or if you happen to be using a laptop, then obviously it's going to look different across all those different devices as well. And so the problem for most people is that they didn't really realize that. Because Groove, just like what many of the other platforms out there, right, they say that, everything is mobile responsive, is website responsive. We kind of take that for granted. And we think that, oh, it's going to automatically adjust for all these different shapes and sizes. And yes, to a certain extent, it does automatically adjust. However, if you're a user of, let's say, WordPress, okay, what you will notice is that it doesn't really happen all that automatically, right? If sometimes you create a website on WordPress and you go and you see it on mobile and for some reason, it just looks all messed up, right? Usually, it's a pretty difficult problem to fix. And depending on your theme, depending on which one you're using, depending on the developer, depending on the plugins, depending on a whole bunch of different other kinds, your WordPress, right? Your version of WordPress and so many other things, right? Unfortunately, it's not always a problem that can, number one, be easily resolved. Number two, sometimes it can't be resolved at all in the first place, right? The good news is that ever since the beginning, GroovePages had always allowed us to make individual changes if we wanted to. So I don't know how well you're actually able to see all of these buttons, okay? But now, as you can see, in addition to just showing you the buttons over here, the icons, right beneath it, you can actually see that this is representing which device, right? This one is newly added and says that this is the desktop device. If I click on this one, right, I zoom back in, this one represents the laptop device. If I click in on this one, it says it represents applying changes to horizontal tablet device. This one says the vertical tablet device, and this one is for the mobile device. Now, obviously, take that with a grain of salt, right? Because when I clicked on the desktop device on my mobile device just now, what it actually showed me was this one. So it's not just that this is for the tablet device. This one is also for the desktop view on your mobile as well. So this actually gives us a little bit better of an idea what all these different devices views are designed to do. And now, if you're clicking on all these individual ones, if for whatever reason, right, the mobile device, you want this to have a little bit more space right here, okay? Well, the good news is that right up top, as you can see, this little toggle switch now appears. So if I go ahead and click on that, you will see that anytime I click on one of these, right, it will either apply changes to all devices, or if I just click on one of them, it would just apply the changes only to the mobile device or whichever one that we select. So in other words, if I make any changes over here, I want to, edit this, and let's say I want to add in just a little bit more spacing. Over here, I'm going to add in a little bit more spacing right there so that you can see it. Okay, not perfect, but obviously anytime that I make a simple change, I'm gonna make a drastic change, okay, so that you can actually see it. If I go back to the mobile, to the actual desktop device, you can see that the changes actually didn't take place over there, right? It only happened on the actual icon that I clicked on. So with that, it allows you the capability to make all these changes. Obviously, I don't want to make that change, so I'm going to undo all of that because now it looks all messed up and looks really bad. In fact, the way that it looked in the first place, it had already been optimized for mobile. So I just wanted to look back the way that it used to look, but you get the idea, right? The whole purpose now of having all these different ones that you can choose from, and also telling you exactly for which device and allowing you to choose if you only want to apply it for that individual icon, or if you want to do it for all of them at the same time. Everything, the toggle switch, the individual switches, these are all appearing right in the same place. I know that in the beginning, this toggle switch did not exist and it wasn't very user-friendly. People didn't really understand what all these icons were. And then I believe as recently as just a few days ago, this toggle switch was like right over here at the side of the page and nobody could find it. And those who found it very inconsistent, inconvenient, and sometimes we forgot that it's there. And so we either leave it checked or unchecked. And so we ended up messing up a lot of our own settings. I've been there. I'm sure many of you have been as well. You can see that the latest change over here puts everything in the driver's seat right there, all in the same spot. So that allows us to be able to see exactly how these are all going to look in all the different widths, landscape mode, vertical mode, tablet mode, mobile device mode, desktop mode, laptop mode, or whatever else. And so if we actually go live, okay, to the actual page itself, I'm going to open up a brand new browser, okay, over here, and I will show you how this site actually looks like. Now, I am on a desktop right now, okay? Right now, this is how it looks like if I actually blow it up, okay? It's all maximized, the window. This is exactly how it looks like on my monitor. Now, if I want to adjust the size a little bit, right, you can see that the browser itself is also responsive. When I go a little bit narrower, okay, this becomes what GroovePages calls the laptop view. But as you can see, I'm still on my desktop. It's just that the laptop view accommodates for the size of the browser. If I go ahead and make it a little bit thinner, right? And for whatever reason, if I say I want to make some changes to how this looks on this view, I can, right? This one is this one right here, the horizontal view. If I make it a little bit thinner, you can see now it's a different view. If I go all the way over here, then this is the mobile device view. So even if you are on your desktop, you can see that you can easily adjust this to however you want and make changes based on how you actually view all of these. And just within the mobile device or on your desktop alone, you don't actually need to, open up a brand new browser on your mobile device, just like what I just did. You can just simply adjust the size of the browser and you will be able to see exactly how that looks like. Okay, let's give you another example. Once you're here at grooveasia.cm, you will see right here where it says Groove Asia Grand Opening Exclusive Invitation to the official launch event, which is scheduled for next month. Okay, so once we click on this, you will see that it opens up a brand new page. where it actually talks about our unprecedented 36-hour straight global revolution, the Groove Asia launch event that is going to happen 1 month from now, actually less than 1 month from now by now, and it's about 4 weeks away. Okay, and it's going to happen on the weekend of the 12th and 13th of June. By the way, if you want to learn all about that, you can come here to this page. Go ahead and do so. You can go ahead and do that. But the reason why I am here is, of course, I want to show you yet another example of another page that will change according to the actual size itself. Okay, I adjust this a little bit. You can see this now has become a little bit narrower, right? I adjust this a little bit more. You will see that it becomes a little bit narrower as well. As I adjust it all the way to the mobile version, right, you'll see that this also adjusts alongside with it. If it doesn't, then you're just going to see in this small little space right there, right, the entire full version of the desktop view, which of course would mean that it's just going to be very, very tiny. People can't really read it. It's not really user friendly. It doesn't give people a good user experience. People need to blow it up, or if they don't know how to double tap or triple tap or blow up their screen, then they're going to have a lot of problems just trying to read the whole thing. Okay, so with all of that, this gives you the capability to adjust the different sizes. One thing and one place that I found last time for this to be really, really helpful was especially on screens like this, right? Because last time when I was adjusting all these different things, I saw that it was a huge problem. In fact, there still is. Sometimes you'll see that the alignment is a little bit off. So if I come over here and I see, oh, it looks like that for this particular view, right? This one actually has a little bit of a problem. I can always go back to my page inside of my builder right here, go to that particular page and make the proper adjustments anytime that I see improper alignment or anything that I want to change. So by doing this very quick hack, right, this will actually give you the capability to check out everything that there might be wrong with your layout. And if you want to make quick fixes to it, simply go back to your builder and do that. You can see that it changed right there, didn't it? From this view to, whoops, let's go back over here. From this view to this view, now there's actually some space, right? So this tells us that for these individual views, these individual responsiveness, certain things and certain edits I might want to make. Okay, so by using something like this and by using this strategy, now you can go ahead and check out the different types of mobile responsiveness and website responsiveness and see exactly how your page will look like in different types of platforms and devices and browsers. So this will allow you to make sure that your websites look their absolute best regardless of how they're viewed. Okay, so if you want to learn more about all of this, you want to learn more about Groove Asia, simply go to grooveasia.cm, learn more to see all these different examples in real life as what I just showed you. And hopefully that goes to help you in terms of you seeing what you can do to maximize that experience for yourself and your users as well. All right, so going back into some of the comments that I see over here, and just to let you know, for the last few days, we've been experiencing some issues with StreamYard for whatever reason. Not all of our comments are actually coming through. So unfortunately, if some of you are saying hi, sometimes we don't see it until minutes later. Sometimes we don't see it at all. Sometimes we don't see it until we go off the air. So unfortunately, if you are saying hi, we do want you to continue to do that. Just make sure that the next time that you're joining us, that you don't give up. Try and say hi once again. And the purpose of us being here today is to make sure that we can interact with you as much as possible. So we have another friend over here, Akin Wanmi. Akin Wanmi saying hashtag live. Great to see you. Okay, we're going to scroll down and take a look at some of the different messages over here. Okay, David is saying cool, great. Jagan is saying hi, great to see you. And we have Daniel saying awesome, definitely is a welcome addition. I struggled with the views mode before. Me as well, you know, especially when it came to not only using Groove, but also previously, since I've been doing websites for over 20 years, you can imagine the pain and the struggle that I've went through with all these different types of responsiveness for the last several years, probably a decade or more, simply because there was never really a friendly way and an easy way for us to do all of these. And now with the addition of this particular feature within Groove and all of the advanced improved features, this is definitely something that I'm sure I agree with you, hugely welcome. And if you are here, you're at the right place at the right time, because we're only going to improve even more. All right, so in summary, everything that we talked about here today, as always, new changes, new updates are always happening. And if you are following us on social media, all right, or if you're not, make sure that you do, because right here on this show usually is where we give you the first dibs on the announcements. You hear it first right here. So like us on Facebook, follow us in our groups, on our private communities as well, subscribe on YouTube, and make sure that if you haven't already, look in the ticker below or in the description above or below this video, depending when and where you're actually watching this. Okay, find our social media pages and connect with us on all of them, whether it's about Groove.cm on our Groove digital channels, or Groove Asia, or Groove Brazil, or anything else. I'm sure it will be to your advantage to follow all of us, because now is your opportunity to learn about as much as you can about Groove. And also, as you know, we have the Groove launch event coming up, and you also have the capability to learn how you can make money with that as well. Simply go to grooveasia.cm to learn more. So with all of that, today we actually talked about specifically the website responsiveness of the settings within GroovePages, so that you will have a much easier time to make all those different changes, how you can move the browser around to see exactly where it is that you want to make those changes on. And hopefully you were able to get some really good tips that allowed you to make your overall experience so much better. As time goes on, we are going to do more of these trainings, and we want to give you updates on more features, because that's also going to save you a whole bunch of time. Okay, not only what we talked about today, but again, as yesterday we talked about, instead of publishing your entire website, you can publish one page at a time. That definitely, along with everything else, is going to save you a whole bunch of time, especially if you are an active user. So everything that we do, of course, is designed to save you more time, save you a lot more headache. And of course, I myself am personally excited, and hope you are as well. So in terms of everything that we have in store for you here today, that is pretty much it. So on behalf of the entire Groove community and myself, I want to thank you for your time here today. I wish you a very happy rest of your weekend. Stay tuned, because over the next few days, and even in the early parts of the week, I will come back on live. I don't know whether it's going to be on a Groove at Any Time, or a Groove Asia Live, or a Groove Live, or whatever other kind of show, but we will come back on, and we will give you brand new updates and more exciting announcements as well. So don't forget to connect with us across all of our social media channels and pages to ensure that you don't miss out. Turn on those notifications so that you are the first to be notified anytime that we are live. All right, so thank you very much for joining us. Take action right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you, as always, on the inside. You gotta get into the groove.